So the Giants are operating a similar plan to what the Raiders did last week when they lost Trent Brown and sent home the other offensive lineman that they did get back for the game. The Giants are hoping and believing the same will happen for the Monday night game against Tampa, which had an equipment staffer test positive today. The Buccaneers sent that particular individual home as well as another person in close proximity. And the Chargers canceled practice this afternoon after one of their offensive linemen, Ryan Groy, tested positive for COVID-19, kept him home as well, canceled practice for everybody else, virtual meetings for the Chargers, who are getting ready for Sunday's game against the Broncos.
Yeah, as it relates to that Monday night game, certainly the Giants O-line, thinking about that Bucs D-line, want to have as many of those guys as healthy as possible. Thanks, Adam, for that. All right, Todd Gurley, look away. Want to take you inside the huddle in moments just before Gurley scored that unwanted touchdown against the Lions. Of course, this was moments before. Take a listen to Matt Ryan giving instructions during the drive.
Don't score. Yeah, I would don't score. Down. Don't score. Get the first, get down.
The give is to Gurley. Gurley through the middle. They're going to let him score, and he went in. That's a big mistake by Todd Gurley.
Oh, man. All right, Marcus, where does the blame lie here?
The coaching staff. What you running a play for? Take a knee. Like this simple, Laura. It ain't really much to say. Just take a knee. You're trying to win the game with a field goal. You running the time off the clock. You can kneel. Look where they are. Like, who needed to get an inch from the goal line to finish with a field goal to walk off? No. So, and Raheem Morris, to his credit, took responsibility for that. But also, I mean, look, Todd Gurley is supposed to know that he's not going in the end zone based on Matt Ryan and telling him about the previous play. It was 3rd and 1, and he was getting the first down, get down, which he actually got down after that play. And then that was the next play that we just watched when he, went into the goal line. But don't run the damn ball. What you running the play for?
Man, okay, the Falcons would have had a 99% chance to win had Todd Gurley gone down at the 1-yard line per ESPN's win probability metric. Dan, you're kind of itching to get in. What do you think?
Well, I mean, because the score was 22-16, right? So Marcus is exactly right. Like, all you have to do is take your knees, kick your field goal, then it's 25-16. It's a 9-point lead with a minute left. Like, Marcus is 100%. This is when coaches, they get into the situation of what is the number one goal? Do we not want to give the ball back, or do we want to give them as little time as possible? Like, that's when coaches try to get too cute. I know we want to blame Gurley, but Marcus is right. That should just have been kneel down, kick the field goal, and make them score 2 possessions in less than a minute.
Yeah, Gurley pointed the finger at himself, too. But either way, the Falcons do get another opportunity tonight. So let's talk about that game. And for more, we check in at the Domino's pregame headquarters. Panthers-Falcons later. Teddy Bridgewater has found success outside the pocket in Carolina, passing for 3 touchdowns and an NFL-leading QBR of 97 since week 3. For Atlanta, they'll focus on playing all 4 quarters as they're 1-3 this season with a fourth-quarter lead, tied for the league's most such losses. If they could just finish the game, things would be a lot different for them. All right, our Football Power Index has the Panthers in this one with a 56% chance to win, but with a projected win margin of just 2 points. So, Dan, the Panthers are sitting at 3-4. Is there reason still, though, for hope in Carolina with what you've seen specifically from their offense?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, they're 2 plays away from being a 5-2 football team. And sometimes we throw that around like that's a very real thing in Carolina. And I think what I'm excited for tonight is watching this football team in America getting a chance to see a guy in Joe Brady, their offensive coordinator, who's going to be a head coach in the NFL in a short period of time. And he reminds me a lot of a young Sean Payton. They do have a history together, being on the same coaching staff, but the way they use their people, it's exactly like New Orleans does with all their players. Multiple personnel groupings, different players in different places, the different plays or simple plays that you run in 1,000 different ways, and understanding what guys do really well, right? Like Robbie Anderson, he's great working one-on-one space against guys, so they put him in the slot sometimes, allow him to win. DJ Moore is a piece. He's just a piece you want to get the football to, so they will put him on some jet sweeps. Robbie Anderson, again, is a guy that you can go one-on-one and go win down the field. Curtis Samuel is a person where they just want to get them moving horizontally. They'll put him in the backfield. They'll hand it off to him. And so I think Joe Brady's doing a lot of what Sean Payton has been notorious for 10-plus years in New Orleans. And I'm excited for America to see how he uses that offense. And the last thing I'll say about the offense is this is not an offense that will hurt themselves. They will not get negative plays. They will not get themselves into bad third down situations, and they won't give the ball away. Carolina's got a really good, sound football team.
You mentioned the Saints in that division, and two of the best teams in the division have quarterbacks over 40. Teddy Bridgewater's 27. You think the Panthers, Key, are kind of setting themselves up to take over the division at some point soon?
I wouldn't be quick to say that at all. They are setting themselves up to be a part of the division and be good in the division. Just because two 40-year-old quarterbacks are there, and Drew Brees and Tom Brady. Tom Brady still looks like he could play a couple more seasons.
He looks 27.
And then when you talk about the backup that's in New Orleans and Jameis Winston, Sean Payton signed him for a reason. Not to just stand there and hold a clipboard, but to also teach him how to play the quarterback position at a professional level and not to throw 30 interceptions. They feel good about him in New Orleans. And when you look at the age of those teams, you look at the older quarterbacks and maybe a Gronkowski there and Drew Brees, and you start averaging numbers, so you automatically think that they're old as a team. Don't look at the age, look at the years of the players on the team. New Orleans, Michael Thomas, 5 years. Kamara, 5 years. You start looking at those type of players, you start to say, well, this team is similar but young in terms of their skill position players, as well as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on the defensive side of the ball. Carolina's there, but they're not there yet.
Yeah, it's going to take a little bit. All right, let's look at our game picks for tonight, and you'll see them right here. All of us on the Panthers, except somebody. Who's it going to be? Who's picking the Falcons?
Who's going out
Dan
there?
and Key and me picking the Panthers, and that means Marcus Spears is picking the Falcons to win this one, 27-21. Marcus, why you like the Falcons tonight?
Okay, at some point they got to win a damn game that they supposed to win, y'all. Listen, we talking about a team right now that has lost 3 games, and at the end of the game they had a 98% win probability. Had it not been for a helicopter kick in Dallas and them standing around looking, the Bears game when Nick Foles came in, they had an opportunity to win that game and close it out. And obviously we saw Todd Gurley score a damn touchdown he wasn't supposed to score, or that game should have been won by him. The offense is ranked highly. I think they're like number 7 in the league right now in total offense. Offensive line is bad, but Carolina is not really the team that's getting a lot of pressure and making quarterbacks very uncomfortable. At some point, there has to be an explosion of offense. And it needs to be so much of a blitz of offense between Matt Ryan, Julio Jones being back healthy and looking like his old self, Calvin Ridley obviously emerging, Todd Gurley. Yes, I said Todd Gurley, even though he scored a touchdown when he wasn't supposed to. This should be the night that the Falcons finally have ability to put points on the board and finish a damn game. If not, don't ask me another thing about the Falcons, Laura. I did it for you.
Well, let me just tell you, I am from Atlanta, but let me just tell you, the last time Marcus picked the Falcons, it burned him real bad. So we'll see if they can have redemption for him tonight. Do it for Marcus, Falcons. All right, as we approach week 8 of the NFL season, the Dan Wagon's starting to get a little crowded. Look at all